If you caught yourself doom scrolling on social media, watching videos nonstop, consuming everything you see online, you have to realize that it has everything to do with your inner world. Have you noticed that whenever you doom scroll or overconsume something, your emotional and mental state at that point of the time is usually one of two things? Either you feel so exhausted and you want to rest, or you feel so empty and lost that you want to find inspiration and motivation. But here's the trap: the very things you consume, hoping to rest, feel inspired, or get motivated from, end up making you feel sluggish, unmotivated, and discouraged. You will feel depressed, fall into a slump, and still feel empty, exhausted, and uninspired. So, what is the doom scrolling for? In today's reflection, in today's video, I want you to realize and reflect on three things that can truly change your life. Because if you understand them and apply them, you will take back control over your inner world and finally live the life that you truly and actually want. The first thing you have to realize is you consume because you feel empty. Train your skill to be aware of what you're doing, along with what you are feeling and thinking while you do it. Otherwise, it will be just another doom scrolling because you're lazy or binge watching because you're bored. And we don't want that. We have to see the truth because you are not doom scrolling because you're lazy. You are doom scrolling because you feel empty. You are out there looking for something to fill you up. Could be funny videos, relaxing clips, thrillers, or motivational speeches. Anything that can satisfy that craving that you feel. But no matter how much you consume, you just get buried deeper in that cycle, trying to find something that will finally hit that spot inside you. Yet, none of it does, because what you're consuming doesn't match what you're truly craving. And you start to fall into a slump, binging or over consuming because you are exhausted. Exhausted from what? From work? From studying? From life? Yes, you're correct. But deeper than that, you are exhausted from performing for the world, from meeting the needs of survival, from constantly doing, achieving, and proving just to earn validation and recognition, to find yourself in this world, to finally recognize yourself. You're tired of serving the world and you just want to rest and give something back to yourself. And you do that by doing what you consume. That's valid. But here's the paradox. When you finally stop working, studying, or performing, or doing what you make you feel you're enough, you still feel empty. You realize you don't know who you are outside of doing. You are surviving but not existing. You want to feel alive again, so you distract yourself with constant consumption. You think that will make you feel better, but let's be honest, it doesn't. Because it's not what your true self wants. It's just another distraction. Look closer. What's really happening is this: you're craving something. You are craving something you can't find anywhere. Instead of going within, you find something to distract yourself, to temporarily silence that feeling of emptiness and avoid facing yourself and the reality you are living in. But that emptiness is not your enemy. It's actually your opportunity. It's your inner self calling you to inquire, to ask yourself, why do I feel empty? What is it that I really want? What is it that I crave? But because you've been trained to depend on the world to give you answers, to think for you, to create for you, to create your own reality for you, you stopped doing that for yourself. You forgot. You consume their creation instead of create for yourself. And that's where you start losing your power, your dominion over your own life. That is the very moment you start living for them and not for you. That's why you get exhausted. That's why you feel empty. Doing things for their approval, not for your truth. Doing things and living the life for them instead for you. And then you wonder why you've never really lived your life for yourself. But the truth is, you gave them permission. You handed over your power to create the life you wanted. And now, whenever you want something, instead of going inside and act for yourself, your instinct is to consume what they create: videos, food, products, movies, everything that they create, instead of you creating your own reality to make the life work for you. The next thing you have to realize is simple: the more you consume, the less you create. Yes, you go online for inspiration. Yes, you consume for motivation. Yes, you consume to rest and to reward yourself. But you need to practice the discipline of mindful consumption, which is consuming with intention, not escape or distraction. You need to have a plan, a purpose, or a goal in your mind for what you are consuming. Otherwise, you will fall into the rabbit hole of doom scrolling or binging or over consuming, and that will drain your creative energy. I noticed this in myself. I wouldn't be saying this to you if I haven't experienced and learned it. The more I consume videos from my FYP, the less I can create my own videos. The more I watch anime series, the less I reflect on the ideas I already have waiting inside my head. The more I read webtoon series, the less I write my own articles and chapters for my book project. The more I consume, the less I want to create. And it always happens when I feel empty, when I feel lost and think I need something outside of me to fill me up. But even after consuming all of those things, I still feel empty. And without awareness, that cycle becomes a loop, a cycle that can lead to depression, burnout, or even self-doubt and self-sabotage. I'd start thinking, oh, I'm worthless. I can't do anything. I'm a failure. But I realize something. If I sit with that emptiness, not trying to escape it, and instead trace it, find what it's trying to tell me, I can actually use it. I can create from it. The energy of emptiness can be transmuted into creation, because what you truly crave is not another thing to consume, but the feeling of being alive. And creation is what makes you feel alive, because you got to express yourself, your true self. And that brings me to the last point. The way to get rid of emptiness is to fill yourself up, not with consumption, but with creation. You don't feel emptiness by stuffing it with distractions. You feel it by connecting back to yourself, your thoughts, your creativity, your purpose, your expression. Do something that comes from you. Write, speak, paint, walk, meditate, dance. Build something, anything that expresses the real you, because that's what your emptiness has been asking for all along. You. You are not meant to be just a consumer of life. You are meant to be a creator of it, the creator of your own life. So, the next time you catch yourself doom scrolling or over consuming, pause. Pause. Don't judge yourself for it. Just observe it. Observe yourself and take that time to ask, what am I actually looking for right now? What do I want? What do I crave? Because it's never really about the videos, the post, or the content you consume. It's about what's happening inside you. That quiet space that asking to be filled, not by the world, but by your own presence. Remember this: you don't escape emptiness by running from it. You transform it by creating from it. You can consume endlessly and still feel empty. But the moment you start creating a thought, an idea, a piece of yourself, that is when you start to feel alive again, because you are expressing your true self. So instead of reaching for your phone, reach for yourself, because the thing you've been searching for in everything you consume was never out there. It was always about you. I hope this video helped you see things clearer and gave you something real to reflect on. If it did, feel free and safe to share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. So see you in the next one.